The 2025 Grammy Awards were poised for a touch of royal glamour, the kind that sends social media into a frenzy and elevates an already star-studded event to legendary status. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, was slated to present the award for Best Spoken Word Album, a category many felt was a peculiar, if not predictable, choice for his involvement. What unfolded, however, was less a moment of regal charm and more a cringe-worthy display of perceived entitlement, leaving the Crypto.com arena buzzing not with applause, but with whispers and raised eyebrows. From the moment he stepped onto the stage, Harry's demeanor seemed off. Gone was the affable, slightly awkward charm he'd sometimes displayed in past public appearances. In its place was an air of almost petulant self-assurance, a vibe that rubbed many in the audience, and those watching at home, the wrong way. His introductory remarks, intended to be light-hearted, came across as forced and faintly condescending. He made a thinly veiled jab at those who confuse celebrity with talent, a comment that drew a few scattered titters but mostly fell flat. One could almost feel the collective shift in the room, the subtle readjustment of expectations as the audience began to realize this wasn't going to be the charming interlude they'd anticipated. The real trouble began after Harry announced the nominees. Instead of simply reading the names and moving on to the winner, he launched into a seemingly impromptu speech about the importance of authentic storytelling and the power of using one's voice for good. While these are undoubtedly noble sentiments, the context felt off. It felt less like a genuine expression of his values and more like a self-serving lecture, delivered with an almost palpable sense of superiority. He spoke at length about his own journey of self-discovery and the challenges he'd overcome, peppering his monologue with anecdotes that, while perhaps intended to be relatable, came across as tone-deaf in the context of an award ceremony celebrating artistic achievement. The room remained noticeably quiet throughout his speech. Polite smiles faltered, replaced by expressions of thinly veiled discomfort. The cameras panned across the audience, capturing the awkward shuffling, the averted gazes, the barely suppressed yawns. One could almost hear the collective thought echoing through the arena, is he almost done? And then, the moment of truth. After what felt like an eternity, Harry finally announced the winner. He beamed, clearly expecting a wave of applause, a validation of his presence, a confirmation that his words had resonated. What he received instead was nothing. A smattering of polite clapping, perhaps, but largely, a stunned silence. The contrast between his expectant grin and the lukewarm reception was stark, almost painful to witness. His smile faltered, his shoulders seemed to slump ever so slightly, and for a fleeting moment, the mask of royal composure slipped.